Hot off the heels of the 14th Doctor's debut at the weekend, we're already getting information about the next Doctor's debut story. These are, of course, highly unusual and unprecedented times for the show. For the best part of a year, ahead of the 60th anniversary celebrations, we have had two brand new Doctors waiting in the wings. The 14th Doctor and the 15th Doctor. And like I say, the 14th Doctor has recently had his first full episode this weekend just gone, the 25th of November. 1 month later, exactly the 25th of December, the 15th Doctor will have his first episode as well, appearances in the 60th notwithstanding. There is another reason why this information is coming in such quick succession, that is that Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, or the anniversary full stop, falls towards the end of November, and the end of November is typically when broadcasters, including but not limited to the BBC, starts promoting their festive Christmas lineup. And so we're in this very strange situation where the current series is still ongoing, or in this case, the mini-series of 60th specials, and yet we're already getting information about the episode that will directly follow them. And it's something we've had in the past with New Who whenever a series is aired in the autumn months. It's just one of those things. But I think in this case, it's actually come at quite a nice time because it's yet another distraction from whatever the hell is going down in World Beyonder this weekend. So without further ado, let's break down the press release, synopsis, and new images we've got for The Church on Ruby Road, Doctor Who's 2023 Christmas special. I should say as well at this point that there is some information in this press release that was previously sort of known in various circles due to various leaks. So there was a quite extensive leak kind of detailing lots of the plot elements and the title of this special. I won't be discussing anything that hasn't been confirmed in the press release in this video, but that is out there as well. Of course, the title and broadcast date were also sort of common knowledge for the past few weeks because Disney leaked them themselves, kind of like official leak, subsequent to that unofficial one. But yes, those things have now been confirmed officially by the BBC. So this special will be called The Church on Ruby Road, obviously referencing our new companion Ruby Sunday, played by Melly Gibson, and the special will air on Christmas Day. It'll be the first Doctor Who Christmas special in 6 years, which is something that a lot of people are going to be very, very happy about. So the press release reads that long ago on Christmas Eve, a baby was abandoned in the snow. Today, Ruby Sunday meets the Doctor, stolen babies, goblins, and perhaps the secrets of her birth. Christmas has come early as brand new images are released from the Doctor Who Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. As the 15th Doctor, played by Ncuti Gatwa, takes over the TARDIS for his first epic adventure, he will be joined by Ruby Sunday, played by Melly Gibson, as she makes her debut as the Doctor's companion. The episode sees the Doctor come face to face with the mythical and mysterious Goblins, as his life collides with Ruby Sunday, played by Melly Gibson. Little is known about Ruby Sunday, as she was abandoned on Christmas Eve as a baby. Now living with her mum, Carla, and grandmother, Cherry, her world is about to be turned upside down when she encounters the Doctor, and the two set off on their first adventure together. We also have some further casting confirmed for the special, so alongside Ncuti and Millie obviously, we have Davina McCall as the kind of main guest star. Now she was also mentioned in the leak, but I won't go into any further detail about that. Obviously, all we know officially is that she'll be playing herself. She has, of course, appeared in one form in Doctor Who before, in Russell's first series, in the first series of Revived Who. She voiced the Davina droid in the Big Brother house in Bad Wolf, which was, of course, named after her because she was, at the time, the presenter of Big Brother in real life. We also have Michelle Greenidge playing Ruby's mum, Carla, so we did already know about her. There was a photo of her, but now we know for sure what her name is and the role she's playing. We have Angela Winter playing Ruby's grandmother, Cherry, not an actress that I'm familiar with, but yeah, she's there as well. And rounding off that quartet, we have another actress that we knew was going to be appearing in the series in some form, but now we finally know the name of her character, Sonny Dobson playing Mrs. Flood. Not Mrs. Blood, as it was mistakenly given in some interviews, but Mrs. Flood. Davina McCall said, "It is beyond an honour to be asked to appear in not only Doctor Who, but also Ncuti's first episode as the new Doctor. It was such an extraordinary experience, and Russell has written you all a Christmas delight. Now I just can't wait for everyone to see it." And Russell T Davies said that from day one in the job, I wanted Doctor Who back on Christmas Day. And with Ncuti, Millie, Davina, and the Goblin King, I hope it's a feast for all the family. Then we also have various images released from the special. So first of all, a couple of images that were actually released a couple of days ago when the BBC kind of officially announced their festive lineup. We have a fantastic image of Ncuti as the Doctor kind of looking off into the distance, a side profile from that location of filming which took place in a church and graveyard in the snow with Christmas lights and stuff. Clearly now a very sort of mysterious location which has something to do with Ruby Sunday, a sort of key location for her character. We have a shot of the Doctor and Ruby tied to a wooden pole in some kind of wooden cabin or space, what I would guess to be, the Goblins' den or hideout or hideaway with little lanterns in the background. We have another shot of Ncuti in the graveyard in the snow, looking absolutely fantastic. We have a shot of Ruby leaning against a cot, which sort of plays into some of the things talked about in that press release, in that synopsis, about her being adopted and babies and some stuff like that. We have a shot of Davina McCall, playing herself, so presumably some kind of presenter character, there with like a light in the background, so maybe she's on some sort of set for a programme, that's all I'll say there. And finally, a first glimpse at the antagonists of this story, the Goblins. It's one of them there in its nightcap with the black eyes and the teeth and sort of greeny grey skin. Not a dissimilar design actually to the Slitheen, obviously again, from series 1, from Russell's first series. So there's a bit of a callback going on there as well. Probably not in universe, but certainly in terms of the costume and the prosthetics and stuff, it kind of recalls that, so a nice little link there. And beyond that, I sort of don't want to go into too much more detail because, like I say, quite a lot of the plot details for this episode were supposedly leaked, and given what we know now, it kind of appears to be true, all that information, or all that plot sort of stuff. So, yeah, but we know for sure, officially now, that Ruby obviously going to be in it with her grandmother and her mother. We know Davina McCall is going to be in it playing herself. We know we've got these goblins, stolen babies, some secret to do with Ruby's birth and her heritage. She's like an adopted character, that's pretty clear now. And somehow all these different elements will be wrapped up in a bow for this year's Christmas special in some wild, wacky plots. I mean, what can we say, really? I think the one thing I will say about this, actually, it doesn't go into the leak or anything like that, but does sort of reference a few of the officially confirmed details here, is that Russell T Davies has written a story like this before. I have mentioned it, I think, in a previous video, but his very first official Doctor Who story, the novel Damaged Goods, which was part of the Virgin New Adventures range in the 90s, featured the 7th Doctor and some original companions, original to the novels. That revolved around a sort of very similar premise, at least to begin with this idea of a baby being sort of handed over underneath the streetlights at night on Christmas Eve. That was a sort of inciting incident, that this sort of image that Russell had had in his mind for many years, I think, prior to that, and he said in an interview more recently in Doctor Who magazine that that image was still in his head and he still might yet use it for something in the future. I wonder what. So yes, that appears to be the sort of inspiration, or the sort of central inspiration at least, for the premise of this story and for Ruby Sunday as a character, almost kind of calling back to this thing which clearly, is a very sort of deep cut thing for Russell himself. It's this image that's always been with him. It has a meaning to him and a significance to him, so it makes sense that he would mine that again for this story. And it certainly is a very interesting, unique image, Christmas Eve, this sort of magical time of year, but something really shady is going on, in the darkness under the streetlights. That is a very sort of evocative image, and to see it delved into further on screen is going to be really, really exciting. I don't know where Russell's going to go with this whole plot line about Ruby and about her life and who her true parents are and what happened to her, this secrets to do with her birth. I don't expect it will be fully revealed in the special. I think it'll probably continue into series 14 or series 1, whatever we're calling it, next year. But yeah, whatever happens, that's going to be really exciting to see and really exciting to follow. I think I'll leave it there for this video, but what do you think about these official details about the church on Ruby Road, this year's Christmas special? What do you think about Doctor Who being back on Christmas Day? What do you think of the title, the premise, all these different elements coming in here? Ruby, her mother, her grandmother, her neighbour Mrs. Flood, the Goblins, Davina. How is it all going to fit together? What secrets are still being kept from us here? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts, theories and opinions down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new for more stuff like this in the future. But otherwise, until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.